So look, man, before we start, bro, you can give me a fake name. You ain't gotta give your real name on this camera, bro. So what's your name? What you wanna go by?
We go by Manny.
Manny?
Yeah, Manny G.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, so where you from, bro?
I'm from California.
California. How long you been out this way?
8 years.
8 years. So look, man, what I do, I go around interviewing addicts, giving them a chance to tell their story, in hopes that their story can inspire somebody else to want to get help or finding you help in some type of way, man. So, how long you been involved in this screenwriting?
I'd say consistently the last 8 to 10 years, for sure. Yeah, I grew up mainly in a small town suburb, but you do everything you can do by a certain teenage year, you know? You start dabbling in things.
Yes, sir. You got kids?
I do. Got a few kids, definitely.
Did you ever get tired of this way of living?
It becomes exhausting at times, dude, you know? But you become, just like anything, I guess you learn to be adaptable to your surroundings, and it kind of became a normalcy.
Your environment, huh?
Yeah, pretty much, you know, and then get stuck in it, and it's like a vortex.
So man,
fast money, you know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So man, what type of drugs you doing?
Coke, some ecstasy, weed. I used to be a heavy alcoholic. Some methamphetamine. I've tried mushrooms. Pretty much dabbled with some. I tried DMT before. I didn't have a choice in the PCP part, but you know, I guess you gotta know who you hang out with, because sometimes people aren't always in your best interest. It ain't all fun and games, you know. There's people that will seriously hurt you out here.
It look like you well put together though, man. You fresh and shit.
I do pretty good, man. I think even with addiction, let's say 7 days without a shower in 8 years, it's the longest I went ever. And I don't try to, I mean, I'll pay it any way I can get it, just because if I have a problem of wanting to substance abuse, I can still manage to find a way to get money without having to do it the wrong way, like robbing and stealing and you know, just keep it humble. You know, I'm still a good dude at the end of the day, but you know, there is a bad side when drugs do play an influence in that, alcohol especially for me.
So what was your life, man, before using this shit?
My life, I'd say you've always used something, but I managed. It was predictable. You don't end up in jail. You have a girlfriend or wife. You got your kids, a job. You know, but as you start to substance abuse, maybe due to emotional stress or work or you know breakups and stuff, part of that emotional stress. Sometimes people don't build themselves up like they should, and they kind of use the drug device that and feel like it's just numbing it and taking it away, but it really don't, you know. And then before you know it, you know, you're deep, you know, into the stuff, and then you gotta hit bottom. And some of us learn by listening, and others you gotta go through it, you know.
Yeah, man, it definitely don't fix nothing, man. I mean, it cover it up for the moment while the high ground, but soon as the high go away, reality sit back in.
You can't escape those thoughts to your children, you know, or whatever it is that's bothering you. As many lonely nights as I walked out here, you ain't all your friends, you know. Self-reflection's growth too, so you can try to escape it using drugs, but it's always gonna be there eventually, you know, at least one day out of the year.
How old you is, bro?
37.
37? Yeah, man. So, how you ever tried, like, if you was offered to get some type of help, would you take it?
Possibly, yes.
Depends on what type of help.
I mean, I've been to treatment and put myself there, but you know, I use the tools and it helps me try to moderate. Some things, you know, some days I'm not adulting. If I can't find the level I can adult at, probably should put on the training wheels to find that level, you know?
Yeah.
Otherwise, just don't do it. But it's a lot easier said than done.
Yeah. Man, I seen you, man. I was like, man, I'm gonna see if he gonna talk this shit with me for a minute. You feel me?
Yeah. I mean, man, I take time out of my day to respect it.
Yeah.
Even before I eat, I always take care of other people too. But if it's for beneficial people, I would only want the best for the humans, you know.
Man,
We're all in it together either way, you know.
Man.
Whether it affects you now or through your kin or you know, family, friends, whatever it is, we all interconnected one way. It affects people, your player, everything.
So you still look out for people in your audition?
Always. Okay, it's like eating in front of somebody that's going hungry out here. You know what I mean? You gotta understand where they're coming from. Sometimes you're not relate to them because they're not a product of that environment. But if you can understand by putting the shoes on, you know, it'll humble your ass real quick.
Yes, sir, man. There's a lot of people out here, man, that be saying the same thing you saying, man. That's how you know it's a lot of people with good hearts out here, man. People just go
You gotta peel back layers sometimes too, though. You know, for real.
Yeah.
But like, you gotta get to know me because a lot of guys didn't, you know, they don't know what loyalty is and stuff. So you know, but over time they all know what I'm about. No matter where you go through the area, southeast Portland here, even downtown, some people in the north and stuff, they all know me the same way. You know, even up to Longview, Kelso, like up there, when I got in trouble from addiction, you know, with methamphetamine and you know, I don't change my morals due to my addiction. If I choose to do something, I own it like a man should with his word, you know? And when you're wrong, you still gotta own that word.
Yeah, you're a man of your word, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
That's how you live out here. A lot longer. Less ass whoopings, you know? Less ones I have to give too, you know? It's not really about fighting and beating them down. It's about building each other up and trying to get better, set goals, you know? Sometimes we all get off the rocker, I guess, you know? And I've had a long time to self-reflect and start changing my life this next year, I hope. I'd say faith. I have faith that I will. You know, words of encouragement is I can, I am, I will. Not that maybe thinks or I can't, you know?
So would you say you enjoying the street life right now?
No, I didn't say I'm enjoying it. I'm just trying to survive. Just living it day by day, I guess, you know? But I don't sweat too much of the small stuff. Because people are going to continue to be foul. I just let them do what they're supposed to do these days and be grown about it. Not show reaction or retaliate. Sometimes, you know, you got to build them up. Like build a bear, I guess you can take them, teach them a lesson. You can do it that way too, but, you know, you got to understand you do foul things to people. Some people don't really care what type of person their person was. They love that person either way, so, you know, keep that in mind when, just because time goes between whatever experience you had, it could come back to haunt you, you know?
Yes, sir. So, man, you live on the street or you just run the street?
I don't have a home. I mean, I used to lay up with females and stuff. Still do. I mean, you know, I like my cake in the morning, but other than that, you know, sometimes I feel like it's a punishment.
But you still be having places to lay your head, though, so it ain't like you really just out here, though.
I can go places, but I'm out here.
Yeah,
you know, I have a spot where I sleep if I really need to, but, you know, why wouldn't I want to take the bed if the girl invites me to kick my feet up? You know?
Yes,
You know, if I gotta make it like that, then it is like that, you know? A lot nicer that way. A lot easier not to lie to somebody either, you know? Just makes, you know, people will respect it eventually. And people will see what you're doing. And, you know, I don't live for the drug as much as I used to, but which I hope I'm getting out of that addiction. The life becomes an addiction though, you know? Fast money and no worrisome, but it's always a worry when you're getting loaded on your bag or something, you know? I say I've been there though, I've taken from people or spent people's money, and it keeps me more on the straighter path because it doesn't make me feel as good as it used to. You know, I didn't care as much as I care for people as I get older, you know? You don't know what situation or who they know, you know? And if you're taking food out the kid's mouth type stuff. Appreciate it, man.
Definitely, you owe somebody, man.
Always pay it.
Come on. It's definitely like somebody, when somebody else, you owe somebody, and you know what I mean. It do come out that kid's mouth. You feel me? That's why I was taught never play with nobody's money, man.
Same thing when you steal from stores. You know, it doesn't affect you personally. They think it affects the CEOs, but it really affects that single mom that needed that job. And that, you know, when she's on unemployment, you ain't getting a full paycheck, you know? Yeah. It still affects them. It's all a trickle effect and really doesn't hurt the 1%, it hurts the people like us, you know.
Yeah.
And we're all supposed to eat together, you know.
Yeah.
We all pitched in, took care of each other. We eat like a king every day.
All right, man. Before we wrap this up, man, you got Cash App, social media, in case somebody wants to reach out, help, or donate.
Yeah, I do have a Cash App. It's lVlaDMarteen, Teen, lVlaDMarteen. Use the 3 letters in the beginning, the LVL to make an M.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot, but you have to write it down and I'll put it in the description.
All right.
And then
It's pretty
somebody
simple.
reach
Yeah, I'll
out.
show it to you. How about that? My bad.
But, so getting you some type of positive advice, the street life ain't the way to go.
No, honestly, get the knowledge. Can't stop learning out here. You get a nice car afterwards, a nice house, and a bad bitch. No, in that order, you know.
Yes,
Any other way, it doesn't seem like it works as well. But you know, that's how you get caught up out here. That's my Cash App.
Yes, sir.
They call me Manny or M-Dog, mouthpiece.
Alright, I got it.
Thank you, brother.
Alright, man, thank you for the interview, man. Thank you for letting me interview.
Love, peace.
I appreciate you.
Peace
Have
in
a
the
good
Middle
one,
East.
man. Stay safe out here.
All right,